Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About You. In today's video, I'm going to go over my Team Wars deck that I used to make top 8, unfortunately, with my teammates Ryan Severin and Chris Sock. Shoutouts to you, Ryan Severin. You took first place in the main event, which was incredible. And, unfortunately, we couldn't keep winning out Team Wars because we've been dominating Team Wars, but we ended up dropping the ball. We went and made top 8. Overall, we had a 5-1 record. We ended up losing a round because Ryan was still playing for top cut, and Chris Sock ended up winning his match, but I ended up losing my match. I only dropped 1 game, so in total, my own personal record was 5-1 in that tournament. But unfortunately, moving into top 8, Ryan won his game, Chris Sock lost his. And I was the deciding factor. I literally allowed my teammates to pick up my play. I believe that it's crucial that you communicate with your teammates if there's one game relying on you. Unfortunately, I went with the wrong play. Chris Sock kind of dropped the ball. We ended up going with his play, and it was the incorrect play. Ryan Severin had the right play, which I was gonna naturally do that myself, but I didn't go with it. So Ryan, next time we will be listening to you. But overall, still a solid performance. I just wish that it would have been better. I also want to give a shout out to Ozzy Perez. He's an amazing dude. He lives in Texas. He ended up sending me some cards that I really needed, and I really appreciate that, man. I wanted at least to give you a shout out to show you, my appreciation. And, he didn't have to do it. He literally shipped everything for free, and, he's just a guy who's trying to help the community, and he helped me. So, in the future when I'm doing giveaways, you guys already know. I got you. But you're here for the deck profile, and we're gonna go over it. So I ended up using Broly. This leader is amazing, and if you know how to play correctly, you can go very far with him. His front side has the ability of when he attacks, you take a life and you draw a card. So similar to the previous leaders like Krillin, you do the same. But what's great about this leader is that you actually can, when you awaken, you can untap 2 energy. So when you have 4 less life, you can untap 2 energy instead of 1. In his flip side, which he is just all in his glory, you can first draw a card when you attack. His second effect, he has a main phase effect where you can tap one of your opponent's cards that is in active mode into rest mode, which is amazing because if they have any blockers that don't have barrier or any keyword skills of that nature, you can get through a lot of battle cards. If they have something you need to get rid of that they're keeping in active mode, you can use his ability and just put it in rest mode, which is great for all those Shenron players that want to use Shenron's effect and just constantly plus off of it. You can force them into rest mode. And then his last effect is what makes this leader very, very good. His last effect allows you to take a life and restand any card. And when you restand any card, you can restand the leader to get multiple pluses, because when you attack, you draw a card, and if you use his effect, you take a card from life into your hand, so that's another card you got, and then you can attack and choose him and attack with the leader and draw a card, which is just amazing. Or you can do power plays where you can, let's say if you overwhelm the mirror is swinging out for like over 100k plus, that's very hard to guard. And then you can hit your opponent and then use Broly's effect, restand them, add a double strike, and attack with them, or do whatever you need to do. So there's just crazy plays you can do with them, which makes them a phenomenal leader. So on to the profile. 4 Inferno Emperor Friezas. Now, a lot of people were like, when they were watching my games, they were like, oh my God, Anthony, like, wow, you're running this. I'm running a Veggies deck. This is Veggies, but we need a way to make sure that we can awaken consistently by 2. So my deck is very fast at awakening. He's basically our Bardock for the deck, just without all the extra shenanigans that Bardock has. So when he comes into play, you take a life, and he's a 10k. And what's great about this card is that it's optional. So if you ever need to play this card, whether it's to just get one more attack in, you don't need to take a life if you don't want to. For our other support cards, we ran 4 Terrascythe Gokus. He came in clutch. Unfortunately, I couldn't really abuse them in the tournament because there was just different people playing a variety of things, and I had one opponent actually drop a Cronoa on me, which kind of stopped that one point where I would have been able to abuse his effect. But anyways, he's great. When he comes out onto the board, you get 2 tokens, and if you can Shugesh him, even better. Now for the Veggie package, we run 4 Kaba. You guys should already know what he does. He's basically the main part of the deck. He can grab a Khalifa or Kale. He can add the Khalifa onto board, and then the Kale has to go to hand. And he searches, of course, for the top 10. We run our 4 Khalifa. This is another Self-Awakener. So ideally on turn 1, you want to play this. Then on turn 2, you want to play this, and you're already awakened when you attack with this twice. So if you went second, you're already awakening because you used that skill, you use this, you're at 6 life, you play her and you attack and use that skill again. Now you're at 4 life and you can use Shugesh and go crazy. We run 4 Hidden Awakening Kale, which she's just bonkers. She's the removal of the deck. She allows you to draw cards. She's critical. You guys already know her. She's just a monster. Now for the red package, unfortunately, I'm kind of using a proxy for now because I don't have the actual card I ran, but we ran in the tournament, we ran 4 Kabas. He's a 3-drop, red, and he costs 2 red and 1 generic. His ability allows us to attack active mode battle cards. So the feature rare Goku that doesn't allow your 2 drops or less to attack, or if they main board any Crisis Crushers or anything of that nature, we could attack it. But for now, I'm showing you guys Dauntless Kale, so you know that's also an option if you want to run. This is more like a defensive deck if you run her, but ultimately you can sub her out for the Kaba. For the next 4 red cards, we run our Sister Attack Saiyan Kales. She's one of the best cards you can have in the deck. As long as you control a Universe 6 card, when she attacks, she gains 5k, and she also gets a draw, which is very strong. Last but not least, for the red package, we run our 4 Bold Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa. She works very well with the deck. When she's put into play, you can pretty much search the top 7 for one of these cards, and then put it into play, which is great. Now moving on to our yellow package, which is great. We run 2 Planet Vegeta. It's still great. It's not like in our previous Genyu list where we ran 3 to 4 copies. You still want this card because it allows you to fetch for your Saiyan Teamwork Kabas, and it allows you to get any of your other key cards like Shugesh, which, speaking of Shugesh, we have 4. Still, in my opinion, the best super combo in the game. It allows you to pretty much free play all your guys in this deck. Every person is you could play, except with the exception of Inferno Emperor Frieza. It just gives you so many lines of play and allows you to create a crazy amount of board presence. For the rest of our yellow package, we ran 3 Time Magic. A lot of people were like, whoa, Anthony, what are you doing? What is this? Like, you're running Time Magic? It's great against the Shenron player. So if your opponent ever gets to a turn like their 4th turn or their 5th turn, of course, providing that they objection multiple times, it's great because you can actually stop their kill turn. If they ever are going for lethal and they're trying to give one of their battle cards triple attack, his effect is, for one, I can use this for free if I have 5 cards in my discard pile. And for the second, if I targeted any battle card or leader card, they cannot restand. So if it has triple attack or dual attack or any amount of attacks, once this card is used, they must stay in rest mode until the following turn, which is great because that means that any effects that they have, it doesn't matter. They cannot put their card in. They cannot put any of their cards into active mode based off the one that I targeted. Last but not least, we run 4 Cold Bloodlust. From the extra cards, it's still a monster. This deck is still control based, so you can play it in a control fashion, but it just allows us to stop threats early on. So if our opponent is trying to be a little slick and do some things that we don't want, we can stop it. And then we run 3 Explosive Spirit Son Gokus. He's amazing. He also prevents our opponent from really putting a lot of pressure on us, since we can pretty much use Shugesh, bring him out, kill a card, and then still have a blocker that has barrier. And then last but not least, we were running 2 Trunks Power Overseeing Time. If you guys want to sub him out, you can run Shenron. Believe it or not, the 4-drop Shenron works very well from the starter deck. you can run him instead, and then you would have the whole deck cohesive with having a discard pile, because running cards like Time Magic with Shenron, you can continually bring back Habas from the grave. You can continually bring back pretty much anything that you need, including Shugesh. Shugesh and Kabas, being able to bring them back constantly every turn, that's broken and insane, but because we're dealing with a faster format, I had to do that. So guys, thank you for watching this video. This was the deck that I used to make top 8. My own personal record was 5-1 in the tournament. And moving on forward, I may make adjustments to this deck. And if I do, I'll post it up on the channel. So again, thank you all for being a part of this channel. Thank you all for being subscribed. And as always, this channel is all about you.